just doing a couple of quick videos here for Chris, and I'll put his channel on the video here. He just got a Harbor Freight bandsaw, horizontal bandsaw, and I'd mentioned to him that some time ago I had done a video on some holding techniques that I set up for my own bandsaw. It was back before I actually did talking videos, and he couldn't find it, and I thought I'd go ahead and just do an update video on it anyway. So here I have basically a little machinist vise that I attach to a piece of plate. The piece of plate goes down in the vise bed, and then I put a spacer in here. Of course, because dependent upon the size of the part that's in here, I have to stay away from the fence. Sometimes I take off the fence if I have to in the back and just use the ram to go against this plate. And this plate's just a cheater to apply pressure, and so go ahead and tighten it down in the vise, and then bring the saw blade down, and you can see, let's see, that I can cut basically very small items while using the horizontal bandsaw, so that I don't have to use the hacksaw to do it. And this works really well for really small parts, and if you're doing repetitive ones, it's fairly quick also. And then I've got another setup that I'll show you for larger parts. Be right back with you. Here's a second setup that I've used, or that I built. It's basically a block that has a fence on it, and you can see that the fence is there so you can square a piece of material up on it. And then I'm just using a mill hold down clamp. There's no way you'd ever hold that in this vise, but this way I could go ahead and just cut off that much if I wanted to by putting it in the vise as such. Again, I would end up putting a cheater in there for the push, and then tighten down the vise. And again, you can see it's held in place, and I could section off that little piece right there. So that's a second way for holding parts in the horizontal bandsaw, and this is 3.5 or 4 inch round. I've used this in the past, and it's worked really well. And then one other item that I to just mention is, you can see this bed of the saw has been drilled and tapped also. So again, you could end up putting mill clamps right in the bed of this saw and create hold downs. The part of the reason that those holes are there also is that you can turn the fence for miters. And once you have your fence set up really good for miters, it's really good to go ahead and drill and pin it, so you can always return it back to that 90 degrees without having to really measure and screw around. Hope that helps you, Chris, and just some things that I've learned upon the way. All right, take care. Chris, just thought of it. Another modification is I put this threaded piece here with a handle, so that you can always, if you have an irregular piece, or you only have the one small piece, that you don't have to have a second part. You can use this to keep the vise jaw parallel for clamping. It's sometimes it's simpler if you have another part to throw in there. This if you don't, then this works well. And then one other thought I had also, dependent upon your saw, if you have an open bed like this, you can always C-clamp things there also. Problem with C-clamps, though, is it typically ends up hitting on the top of the saw here. Okay, that's the last of my 2 cents on horizontal bandsaw clamping. Well, I was walking out of the shop and brainstorm hit me, and I've never done this before, but if you have a 5C collet holder, you could easily just put it in a collet, tighten it down, in the collet, and then very easy to quick change parts out of there, and again using the bandsaw to cut it off. So another method of madness once you secure that in the vise. And again, a method to hold small parts and a variety of sizes if you have the 5C collets. So anyway, okay. See if I can shut my brain off and not think of anything else. Hope this helps you, Chris, and good luck with your new saw.